Where's the video?
Fourth one down.
And we're here.
Hey,
Welcome aboard. Because we didn't get enough of the Poe 3 Kickstarter, we thought we'd do another one.
Here we are again.
We're back. The gang's all here for our Crimson Shadows 3 launch party. Welcome to on board. As you know, I'm Scott Zambelli. There's Brett Pinson wearing the Pixar hat up there. And then we got Kevin Miner on the bottom. He likes it on the bottom. And what hat are you wearing there?
After the podcast this morning, you in the butts.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
I deny everything.
Well, speaking of bottoms, he's wearing a Cubs hat.
Is that a Cubs hat?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
I see
traded
now.
the entire team. So
Yeah. Are you
Still love
happy or
Chicago.
sad about that?
Oh, sad. Yeah, they got rid of all the last remaining players from the championship.
They were all good players.
Yeah, it was really sad. I mean, it became like watching family. So it was. I love Chicago, but it's going to be pretty hard not to. It's going to be hard. We'll see what they do next year. So.
And how about you, Brett? Are you sad?
Yeah. Actually, I was a little bummed because I like the Cubs. I mean, I'm a first and foremost a Tigers fan, but the Cubs are always my second team because I grew up watching them on WGN. So, but because we always had them on the cable channel because I got to watch Harry Carey.
Right.
Oh, that's right. He was with them, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's the only reason I watched because Harry Carey was the man. Between him and Ernie Harwell, I got to listen to some of the best baseball announcers ever. So it was great.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I'm trying to share the post. There it goes. It kept bombing out on Facebook. I was trying to share our live feed to my Facebook page, and it kept dying on me. But we're back.
And we have a backer.
We have a backer. It looks like $165. Thank you to whoever backed that.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we have two wonderful early birds. So let's get to it. And we have a third bonus there. That's a limited bonus. So I'll start with the limited bonus. I unlocked the very first stretch goal right from the start, and it's an exclusive metal trading card. I haven't finished the design of that trading card yet, but if you were part of Crimson Shadows 2, you know what how our trading cards look. And this one's printed on metal. Actually, we got some samples of trading cards here. So the design will be much like this, and it will be an exclusive available only to the first 50 backers of $10 or more. So if you have a physical reward that you get, this metal trading card will automatically be added to your order, and it's going to be a limited print run of 50. So there won't be any extras printed after that.
Nice.
So right off the bat, just for pledging, if you're the first 50, you get a reward. Then we have what's called early bird specials, and these are always popular. Kevin had some great ones that he ran in his.
Yeah.
So what we're doing this time is I've got 2 different tiers. So depending on how much you want to spend, the first one is $65, and for that you get all 5 variant covers, which I'll get here. Here's the covers here. We have a metal Ultra Edition cover, limited to 50. And that'll be printed on metal. We have the regular edition, or unlimited as I call it, featuring Frankenstein. We've got this wonderful Dracula created by Kevin Meinert there. Then I have an unlimited or a limited edition that I've got the line work done. I still got to do the shading and coloring on it. So I'll update that as it's done. And we have a super secret limited edition by Brett Pinson that he's working on in his mad laboratories over there. And
man, it's good. It's getting there.
That's okay. Don't sound so excited.
Yeah, it's looking great, isn't it? I'm going to be bringing it with me and work on it. And Kevin has graciously offered to help me out with it, and which is great. He always makes my crappy lines look really good.
Well, and actually, unfortunately, Brett wasn't able to do a cover for issue 2, but your issue 1 was very popular in Cincinnati. A number of people really liked your variant cover, and it really caught their eye as they were walking by, and it was the reason they ended up buying the issues that they did.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that one, and I'm trying to do something a little different with this one here, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think Kevin will enjoy working on it when he gets to see it, what I'm doing with it. So, and I think it'll tie in nicely to how the books have been progressing. So, really excited for this 3rd issue, man. Things are really coming together in the story. So,
so with this early bird, not only do you get all 5 of the issues, you also achieve eternal glory on our thank you page that will be added to our digital edition. Eternal
glory could be yours,
or until the internet blows up and goes away
or if you die in one of the challenges. Hey,
yes, that's true. But we got that. You also get the PDF edition. That's right, the Goblet of Fire. Yes. The digital edition. But on top of that, you also get a hand-drawn grayscale marker and ink sketch by me on 4x6 Bardstone stock. Nice. So all that together normally would, if you bought them all individually, that'd be about $115 worth of product. You're getting it for $65. So that's a pretty good deal there. Or if you really want to go all out, we've got the deluxe early bird special for $150. This one, you get basically everything in the all Crimson Shadows 3 rewards. So you get the 5 covers, but you also get the corresponding 4x6 inch metal print of each cover. You also will get our 5-piece enamel pin set that we're unveiling. We'll be showing that soon. Kevin did some wonderful artwork for those. So I'm really excited for that. And then you also get a sketch, grayscale marker and ink sketch by me on the Crimson Shadows issue 1 sketch cover.
So you've got one backer already doing that $150 one. So
yes, that's right. So
they were like, I want some hand-drawn stuff from Scott.
That's right. So all that added together, that's $260 worth of rewards for $150. So it's available for the first 48 hours. There's only, wait a minute here. 10 of 10 left.
Oh.
Wait. Oh, wait. There's more. There's two records. Wait, I'm so confused.
We have another backup.
So let's go back. Did they get that one?
Someone got the $150 one.
That's what I thought.
You may have to refresh to actually see that.
Yeah, I just refreshed. It says 0.
No, mine shows one of the
that's
48 hour.
I
got to pledge $150 deluxe
there
early
it is.
bird. So
yep, got it.
Yeah.
So very good. I'd say 48 hours, but technically it says 52 hours to go because I'm going to midnight 2 days from now.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who want to get it, but like you wake up at like 11 p.m. going, oh my God, I forgot to get my 48-hour special. You can still sign in at 11.
Yes.
Well, right? we will be awake and promoting until 10 o'clock at the horror convention this weekend. So
yes,
there you go. Friday.
Yes.
So let's get the link posted here. Let's see here. Let me copy that. And let's put that into our StreamYard. So you might be asking, so how do I get in on the action? Well, I just posted the link here in the comments, so that'll be popping up. You can go there or go to bardstone.com. We have a Kickstarter tab. If you go there, the links are all updated to bring you right to this page here. So you can go that way as well. So 2 different ways of going. Let's see here. I do want to unveil those pins because I'm really excited for the pins. Here they are. So there you have it. The pins, enamel pins. Everyone loves enamel pins, which actually is true. They do.
I'm excited to see how they turn out. It's one of them. I haven't told anyone, but I did a design for 5 Poe pins also. So yes. Scott and I are gonna, order some and get these figured out. We don't know about the colors yet, but there's like every option to man. So. We got to figure out how we want to color them and what options we're going to have.
In all seriousness, when we get the quotes, because these aren't finalized yet, I'd like to get a quote just on the black and white. They look really cool just that way. Or maybe like a gray, so it looks like a gray tone or something. Or gray
the silver instead of the white will really make it kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love the enamel pins, and I've been trying to look at at the shows since we've actually been able to return to actual physical shows.
Those are Rachel Boggs that she did. You can see the silver takes place of the white and really makes it kind of pop out for.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, Rachel's been exploring pins for a few years now, and she's been doing really good with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the look of a lot of them, and the enamel pins I saw I really liked. I loved when they had a lot of the black work on them. I just thought the pins looked really sharp. I thought they really popped with the contrast of the black on that shiny metal to whatever the color might be. So I'm really looking forward to see how they turn out. I really love the Plague Doctor.
Yeah, that came out really good too. They all did. Which is why I was glad when you said you would do it. A, it saved me time. But B, I knew your style would really be perfect. Love the Sherlock Holmes. It was funny, little backstory here. So Kevin and I spoke about what 5 pins we would do, and he sends over the design for Sherlock. Sherlock was not in the list of 5. But that morning I was thinking, man, we really should do a Sherlock. But I'm like, oh, well, we already talked about what we were going to do. And then he sends over Sherlock. I'm like, well, that'll make a great 6th pin. And he's like, crap.
I forgot the one I really wanted to do.
Right. So that was funny, but so we made a switch, which actually I think is for the better. Sherlock is such a iconic character in his own right, and then Kevin just nailed it with it. It would look great as a lapel pin,
Yeah, I've been probably one of the most surprising things, and I think Brett will attest to this. The response to Sherlock Holmes from fans.
Yes.
It is not what I thought a lot would be a really popular thing, but tons of people have been, Sherlock Holmes. I'm like, really?
He's got a great following. I mean, he's like Enola Holmes. They got season 2 coming out.
Yeah.
So anything with the Holmes name, I want to tie in the Holmes name. I have an angle I plan on using with H.H. Holmes. I think Kevin knows who H.H. Holmes is.
H.H. Holmes.
Is
I'm
that like
blanking.
Happy Harry Holmes?
No, he was a serial killer associated with. He was a serial killer associated with Jack the Ripper. I think, if I remember correct, he's the one that came to America, and they thought he might have been the one that went over to New York or whatever. But he has the name, and he's from that time period, so I think I'm going to have to make a connection. So we got Rodney here chiming in. Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, Rodney?
Guys. Yeah, Rodney's got his coming up pretty soon. For some more Rampage Roadkill.
Yep, Rampage Roadkill will be launching pretty close to the time this one's ending. We'll have a nice crossover episode where we're wrapping up our Kickstarter and launching his. So we look forward with that, and who knows? Maybe we'll have some nice collaborations in the future between Bardstone and Rodney.
Yeah,
some of his stuff as well.
Absolutely.
Looking forward. But I had a blast reading Roadkill Rampage 1. Looking forward to see where this craziness goes.
Yes, so, I'm waiting to find out what happens to Lemmy Winks.
Lemmy Winks.
Not really called that, but that's my nickname for him. Get the first issue, you'll understand.
That's right. That's right. Another staple to Kickstarters are the add-ons. We have a growing repertoire of items here. So what's really nice about these are you can customize. So you have your main reward tiers over on the right here. You choose your base reward that you want, the package that you want. But once you go to checkout, you have all these options of add-ons to customize your package. So when you look here on the add-on list, my recommendation is before you get to that point, because unfortunately we can't attach photos to these items yet, go through this list. I put titles on all of them so you can see here, limited edition, WR1 minor. So if you want Kevin's limited Wretched Realms 1, write that down on your list so when you go to the add-on screen, you'll know which one to select. So try to make it easy here by putting labels on everything, so you can list out what you want there. So like with the pin set, if you don't want to get a set with the pins in it, but you still want it, you can add it at checkout. So these will sell for about $60 at Comic-Cons. I'm offering them for $50 here. Kevin's been doing some research. Tell a little bit about how we're going to package these pins.
Yeah, I've been researching and looking at a lot of conventions at how people are selling the pins, and it's really amazing actually. So I came up with the idea that we'd have a set, and it'll be a carded set in a nice plastic case. So it'll be a sealed set on card, and I think Scott's in the same idea I am that. We'd actually number and limit them to a certain number. So it's going to be numbered sets for the enamel pins in a nice collector case with a nice card with artwork on it. It's going to be gorgeous. It really is going to be a pretty amazing looking set. And $50 is actually really a great bargain for something like that.
I have to mute my mic real quick. You guys keep talking.
No problem.
Okay. See, I think at the last couple of shows that I've been to, and that when we were in Colorado Springs, and we were checking out a lot of the enamel pins from different vendors.
Yeah, there's a mix on different things. I know most of them end up doing just a short run. So, I mean, by labeling and numbering them, I think is a good way to go because it allows us to make some changes down the road and constantly offering the same pins. It's like with a couple of the characters like the Frankenstein, the Sherlock, and even the Plague Doctor, we may want to offer a variant version of it, but it'd be and so this one gets retired and a new one comes in.
Right.
Disney does that with all their characters. I collect a lot of Disney pins, and I got a few sitting here. I was trying to see if I had anything. It's like, I mean, you think about like Mickey, Mickey, they do a billion different ones, of course. But they do everything from like, I got these ones I picked up recently. It's like, there's Pete. He's got pirate look and stuff like that. Oh, so we made it, whatever we end up doing with our characters through the different Bardstone titles, I could see us doing different fun variations of them and things like that. Yeah. That lend to the collectability of them, as well as just the fun of having pins. And so many people love them at the shows. I see them wearing them on their clothing and everything else. So
plus these will be highly collectible when we open up our Bardstone theme park that will compete against Universal and Disney.
Right.
So someday the ones that retired will be worth tens of dollars.
But you know, you never know. You never
Just
know.
like my comic book.
Yeah, and on the Kickstarter for Poe issue 3, I asked every backer just a general question: what would you like to see as a reward? And there was an awful lot of people that asked specifically for enamel pins. So we're trying to listen to what everybody's asking for and trying to accommodate that. And like I said, we'll do the same thing at the end of this Kickstarter. Whatever you guys are looking for, let us know. We're happy to create the things that you guys want. We're here for you guys.
That's right. So we're already up to $300. Our minimum goal is 2,000. So that's our launching goal needed. Our goal is to go much higher than that. So you know, the more the merrier. The more we make, the more rewards we can give.
Oh, something just happened.
Something just happened.
Something just happened. Go back up.
Don't go to the light.
4 backers.
4 backers. It's like I'm seeing things.
I'm seeing something.
Something is happening. But
don't go to the light. No.
So in addition to the add-on menus, one of the fun things with Kickstarters is stretch goals. So we have a number of stretch goals here. Yeah, Stretch Armstrong. So the first stretch goal we unlocked right away. First 50 backers, $10 or more, you get the exclusive card. $3,000, we unlock our next stretch goal. That's a bonus variant cover, the Ultra Edition in on metal. It's got like a nice kind of like a purplish hue to it, kind of like a nighttime scene feel. That's going to be the metal edition, but this stretch goal edition is the original black and white artwork I did. So you see that there of the Plague Doctor holding Frankenstein's skull.
Love that cover, by the way.
Yeah, this one, you know, for me, I really go heavy on detail, line work, and I try to be very polished in my art, and sometimes I'm overly polished. With this one, what I did is I sat down, set a timer. I didn't have any concept. I set a timer for 2 hours and said, I will have it done in 2 hours. That way it just forced me to go. And I love how it came out. So
now, did you do that digitally, or is that actually traditional?
Digitally, yeah. I played with some settings to get a pencil feel. So
see, this is what I've loved your pencils when you just were sketching. I always loved how your style looked, and this reminds me of that. So I honestly looked at it and I'm like, I thought it was digital, but in the same breath, it's so different from a lot of what you did in such a good way.
I tried a completely different pencil setting. It was like a cotton. It was like called bunched cotton or something. The
okay.
tip. And I set there's a wet setting in the pencils. I set that on high, and I just made some different settings to my digital pencil that I've never used before. And I was like, this looks like the way it was going. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like it looks like pencil. Yeah. So it came out exactly how in my head, like it was starting to form the feel I wanted, and I was just thrilled with it. And then in the interest of time, I just played with, I found photos of like concrete and some stained paper. And I just like through photo filters created like this interesting texture and threw it on there. And I'm just like, I love it.
Yeah, it looks great.
So yeah, I was very happy with the results.
That's wonderful.
The nice side effect is I didn't end up with, you know how when you draw in pencil, when you're done, your hand is all gray and filled with graphite, and everything you touch is all smeared.
I have it on my face. I look like I'm
gonna go play football player. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see fingerprints all around you from everything you touch.
That's how I am when I do the ink. There's ink all over my desk, and I'll have it on my face. But that's part of the fun, man. I love that part of it.
Yeah. So that's 3,000 when we hit, not if. I know we will, because you guys are awesome in our support. We're going to unlock another trading card, then $4,000. I love doing these. Add 2 more bonus pages to the story. Right now it's at 30 pages, so this will bring it to 32 pages. Another trading card at 45, and at 5,000, I'll make it a 4-page bonus story. So we did that last time. I had the Elephant Man and the Plague Doctors and Frankenstein all introduced to the story. So that was a lot of fun doing that. I like my little epilogues at the end. Just adds it kind of like as a teaser for what's coming in the next issue.
Yeah.
So, but with this one, I may actually go to a completely different side of the Crimson Shadows universe for something that's coming 2 issues from now. So I have an idea of what I want, but give an ultra teaser. So that's 5,000. Then if we can get up to 7,500, which would be an all-time high for us, I'll do a bonus variant cover that will go to everybody who has $60 or more. It'll be made available to everyone through the add-ons, but if you're $60 or more, you will automatically get it for free. And then last but not least, kind of stealing from our friend Sean Forney, if we hit $10,000, I will do a map of the Whitechapel district showing where the different crime scenes occurred and all that fun stuff. The picture in the background is just simply an actual map of Whitechapel. That's not going to be anything like that. This is going to be a drawn out map and made to be a little bit more fun. So, but that's if we hit 10,000.
Excellent.
So hopefully I will have that problem of having to come up with this map. It was fun when Sean did it. It's when you're reading things, I think it'll be nice to have little things in there, because what a lot of people don't realize is with Crimson Shadows, we have a lot of historical facts involved in here with actual locations, actual dates, actual events, actual people. So I want to use this map to kind of highlight what those markers are within the story.
Yeah, it's London's such a identifiable city with the landmarks and obviously, Big Ben. But there's so much history in the side streets and like with this, and just it's most people don't understand or know the layout of London, and just how when you get further away from where Big Ben and Parliament that is, it gets grimy very fast, and especially back in the late 1800s. It was a very interesting place, just like New York was about that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you look at old pictures, which actually you see it's part of the problem today as we've expanded and grown these old cities, the streets were so narrow, all the buildings were so tightly packed together, and it was very dingy and dirty. It's funny though, you look at those pictures, but everyone was wearing like a suit and like fancy dresses, and they're all standing in dirty grime. And it's like, why would you be wearing that? Especially back then, that was probably like a year's worth of savings for that outfit.
They've noticed most of them were all wearing black back then too.
It was always black, yeah. And that's where perfume came from, because they did not shower. Not like they had running water and stuff. So it was a different time. So we're up to 323. You guys are awesome. 5 backers. Good stuff. All right. What else can we talk about?
So what is being unveiled in issue number 3, Scott?
Good question. I don't know. No, just kidding.
Who knows?
Some of the sample. So I want to give a little explanation here. When you get down to the sample pages down here, usually when we're launching these, we're much closer to completion. I like to be like 90% done when we do this. But this time around, when I was, we were all looking at the calendars and talking with the upcoming Comic-Cons coming up. Then after that, we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas. The ideal time for me to launch this would probably be closer to Thanksgiving. And I didn't want to compete with the holidays. So I'm doing this a little bit sooner than I like. But we have a great track record. We're going to be done on time, but I did account for that extra work. So I have an estimated delivery of February 2022. I really think it's going to be closer to early to mid January, but I wanted to give myself that buffer in case things happen that, are unexpected. So we don't have finished pages to share yet, but what we do have are Kevin is working on the inks. Here's where we're at. The writing and pencils 100% done. As far as inks go, the initial inks, as far as line work, is all done. Kevin is working on the finished inks now, adding the final touches. So I'm probably going to guesstimate we're probably about 50% done with inks now, if you consider all the layouts being done. After that, I'll be sending everything over to our good friend Shara Lima to do flats. She usually has a good one, maybe 2 week turnaround. She's pretty fast.
Yep.
So we'll forward that to her, and then I will work on finished colors. So we should be pretty good. I feel very comfortable with the time frame we have listed. So here you see the finished inks of page 1. If you read issue 2, you know what's going on here. It picks up right where it left off. Here's page 2, finished inks. And then we get into some of the more final. This one is almost finished. I went too far in my pencils here. But I really like how this page came out. This is page 11. So Kevin will do some final touches on that. And then this is where I make Kevin work, because I'm like, I'm running out of time. I'm doing way too much inking here. So here we see page 22. What's going on here? We go to St. Michael's Mount in the UK, where inside looks like Frankenstein's not doing too well there. He's kind of tied up, hanging, and his wife is being worked on by plague doctors, which I'm gonna guess isn't a good thing.
Probably not.
Yeah, I had so much fun drawing these out. I'm looking forward to seeing what these look like with Kevin's inks.
Yeah, the outlines. I love the layouts, the pages, especially the story ramps up to the last 5-10 pages that are just great. It's awesome. Love it.
Here you see Frankenstein while he's in captivity here, and we've got a priest here. He means well. He's not a bad guy, but he's when you meet a guy who's made up of multiple body parts, I can understand his misunderstanding that he thinks Frankenstein is demon possessed. So we see an encounter here. You'll have to read it to find out if Frankenstein is demon possessed. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. But this is the whole you can't handle the truth scene here.
Right.
And then to give samples of what our finished work looks like, I put some pages from Crimson Shadows 1 and 2 in here, just so you can see what our final product looks like. So I really loved how these pages turned out. So
yeah,
absolutely. I made sure to hide the pages that we didn't like. No, just kidding. Here's Sherlock Holmes interviewing our main character here, Julius Resnick. He's our main hero / villain. Who knows which direction he'll go? We'll have to wait and see. This is the end of issue 2 when we first meet Frankenstein. This is in the epilogue. We've been getting a good reception for the design of our Frankenstein, so that's
absolutely
nice. I try to keep him iconic looking, but completely different at the same time. So I think I got that. You got the flat head, kind of like the Boris Karloff feel, but still very unique at the same time with the glass dome for the brain.
I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the inner workings. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The way I envision it is like, if this was live action, you would actually see like bubbles coming up through there and maybe the nerve endings floating in there.
Right.
But
well, it makes sense. It's a very logical. If he's still around, he's had to upgrade or update lots of parts of himself. So eventually he's going to get to the point where you're going to make it more easy access. It's a great logical progression of what he would look like 130 years after you last see him in the literary form.
Actually, you bring up a great point there. Regarding our characters, so Crimson Shadows is going to have this vast universe that we're envisioning. We've got Frankenstein, Dracula. We have the only character we've actually are changing the origin of is Dracula. Everybody else, we're maintaining the origin. So if you were to read Mary Shelley's original Frankenstein novel, which we plan on adapting, hopefully next year I'll be releasing that. If you read it in its entirety, that's his origin story. We are not altering the origin story. Same with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We're going to have an unveiling of him as well, and some others. So we're trying to maintain the original literary works because, as we talked about, Kevin and I talked about this. It's amazing how many of these stories we think we know these characters because they're so prevalent in our society, in our cultural mythology or pop culture, however you want to say it. They're so prevalent. We think we know their tales. And then when you actually read the original story, you're like, wow, that is so different than I thought. Yeah. So we want to try to get people to go back. We're hoping part of Crimson Shadows will get you to read the original works as well. So, yeah.
And even with Dracula, we are staying true to that original literary version of it. We just might be taking more of a spin a la Wicked.
Right.
Like,
we're just not
Wizard of Oz.
We're just not keeping it as literal as we are.
Exactly.
Frankenstein, it's 100. It's going to be canon. Her book is canon to our universe. Yep. We're not touching it. So, but it'll be our take on how he looks and things like that. But
correct.
Like few people know in the actual literary works, Frankenstein survives. He goes off into the mountains. He gives himself a first name, which we use. He calls himself that name in this book as well. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, we've been pouring ourselves into this. So this truly is a work of love for us.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And it's just been great to work on, the series with, both of you and see your pencils and get to ink those and then get to see the colors and see how Brett puts the words together and organizes that, which is amazing. It's a whole nother art form in itself. There's a lot to be said about how the lettering's done that people take for granted. It can make or break a book or a page.
Definitely. Well, that's actually why I wanted to show finished works here too, because Brett's lettering has been awesome in this. And I really appreciate the efforts he's been doing. Kind of like you go back to Star Wars, and George Lucas had a very definitive vision of the use of music and how the music was going to kind of, if you heard the music, if you hear Vader's music, he doesn't even have to be on screen. You're thinking of him, things like that. And I love how Brett, you came up with this different styles for Dracula when he's speaking, and when Julius is speaking, or when other characters are speaking.
Yeah, it was something when you sent me the script and all that, and I was working on, I was like trying to think of something to make it not just be just the standard white bubbles and standard font through everything, and so I started thinking about it. It's like with Dracula, like adding the red around the black and making everything also transparent, so the words are still seen, but the boxes themselves are transparent, so that way you still see the line work behind it. So it all becomes just an integral part of the entire process. So, and it's like you said, with music, I wanted people to actually kind of feel the speak and feel the tone, and that when you got just the normal humans, like they're the standard bubbles. When you see Dracula, he's got a different font as well as coloring. Same thing with Julius. Julius shares a font with Dracula, which is on purpose, except when Julius is human,
right?
And then his
I like how you did that too. You changed the way the words are presented when he's in vampire mode or non-vampire mode.
It helps with the flow of the story and the book. It's just as it would if they were actually speaking, or actually acting, which is great. It's such a subtle thing that if you're conscious that it's there, but you might not notice it. And it made me go back and look at some other books and some other things and see other tricks that I've taken letterers for granted in a lot of ways. How amazing some of them really are, and then I remembered how some of them ruin a page. They absolutely, you have this gorgeous page and it's just like completely ruined by the way that they laid it out with the words.
And that's the thing I try to do different. I've always lettered my comics, and I have other people that have been drawing them for the longest time. That it allowed me to want to edit my own writing, but two was I wanted people to see the artwork, because when I give a script to somebody, I want them to have fun with it, so I don't try to limit them too much on some things. I don't try to detail here's what you need in every one of these panels. I give them freedom to kind of flex that a little bit. But word balloons can definitely destroy a page. Even Todd McFarlane's famous for talking about it, how he spent forever drawing on, these webs and for Spider-Man, stuff like that. And he sees the finished page and you can't see hardly any of the work he put in days on. Yeah. And it's I wanted people to be able to enjoy everything, because everything from just the basic pencils to inks, the coloring that Sharon Lima has been doing on some of the books, as well as going forward, but even all the illustration here, it's all got to kind of almost feel like it's just naturally integrated. And I thought, that's what I was trying to do with the lettering, was to make sure I didn't take away from anything that the several people ahead of me had did with the pages.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It really has come out great. So let's see here. We are at $420 still, 6 backers. We got a long way to go. The overall project is 21 more days. So actually, this is a short Kickstarter for me. So you guys will be happy about that. I usually like to do the 28, 30 days. But, Kevin's been doing the 3-week ones. And really, there's that middle section where everything just dies down and nothing happens. And it's just a longer period when it seems like the front and the end moves at the same pace, regardless of which one you do. So
and it helps with the flow. I think I really do.
It keeps the momentum going. Keeps the despair
and mentally,
it keeps the despair away. You're does anyone even know I'm here?
It's a very grueling process. It really is. Doing the book and everything else, and you complete the book and you're like, yay, but you're only halfway there. You do the Kickstarter, you do the fulfillment. There is so much involved in the whole entire process that, and that's what you learn when you start publishing your own books. And we learned, over years from doing this in many ways, there's a lot more to it. The creative side of it and actually getting the book done is it's a very small part of the entire picture. It really is.
Well, even we've talked about how different it is to walk a Comic-Con floor now.
Yeah,
because there's certain artists, and this isn't directed at any one artist. I'm just talking very generally. But then, I go through the floor, and there's certain artists where I'm like, oh wow, I like their artwork or whatever. Or those look nice. But now seeing everything as a publisher, I can now understand. Before I didn't understand, well, we don't want fan art and people who only do fan art. And I always be like, well, what's the difference? If it's good, it's good. But now walking through, I can see it's oh, that's just so static, so stationary. And I'm trying to find people to invite to future issues, as cover artists or other artists. And you just see everything so differently when you start producing your own stuff.
Yeah. Well, you're looking at it as, as much as this is a passion for all of us, we're still business minded and how we want to go forward so we can keep producing. So we're looking at a lot of these things, not only as just a fan of the art or the person. Now we're looking at it from a business standpoint, and it's a completely different tint of glass. We're looking at it through completely different lenses. So it's almost a night and day difference. I agree with you 100%. It's not in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's broad
and for different things.
Right. Exactly.
It's not that the other art no longer looks good. It's just you look at it from a different angle.
Right.
And it's different. So if you're unable to go on right now and back the project, and you can't remember what it's called or anything, just remember bardstone.com, Bardstone. Go there. You see that little Kickstarter button? If you click that there, it will take you to our Kickstarter page within the website, and it's got all the current links. So you can click on the photo, you can click here. If you want to be added to our Kickstarter announcement newsletter, click this banner here, and that'll take you to a form you fill out, so we can have your email. We don't abuse it. We only use it for major announcements for Kickstarters or for comic book appearances. So that's where you can find us there if you don't remember.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to these next few weeks of doing the Kickstarter with the shows and people seeing that, because we've been promoting the last few shows, and people, I'm sure, will jump on once they realize that we're actually live now. That may not be home yet, because of course, Colorado Springs, we promoted quite a bit out there, and they probably them are just now getting out of work.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the joy. It's been fantastic to get back to cons and get to see people face to face. Yeah, a lot of people have back to books. We've got to meet face to face. That was great. But lots of new fans, lots of new people, and it's what we really were missing. And the response has been great. So it's fantastic to actually get to these different states and different conventions and get to promote and bring more people into our family, our dysfunctional family.
So it's gonna be, it's a lot of fun. It definitely is, and it was neat seeing. We got a chance to meet. In fact, he came by real quick and waved at us at Cincinnati. But the guy that did the review for issue 2 of Crimson Shadows.
That was nice to meet in person and talk a bit. I felt bad though. I didn't talk to him like I wanted to, because other people came up to buy books and stuff. So I was kind of like trying to talk to him, but trying to deal with a sale at the same time. So I didn't talk to him as much as I wanted, but he seemed very nice.
I recognize him from over the years. I've seen him at the different shows, and he's actually bought some stuff for me in the past. So, but yeah, I loved his review. It was a nice detailed review of, and get some good points. Yeah. So definitely it was really nice to be able to thank him for that. So,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, what I loved about the review, it was a nice review, but it was an actual review. Like, you could tell he read it and thought about it. Like it was, he had a lot of like comments on like minute stuff from the book. So he really looked at it. Yeah. So that was really nice.
Yeah. He made great points about, different, art directions and angles. And he really analyzed the book, and it was great to read. It really does put that smile on your face. It really adds validity to a lot of what you're doing, and it really makes you, it's great when you get that kind of response, because sometimes you get the bad responses or the negative information, but you're going to get the positive too. And the overwhelming majority of everything we've heard has been very positive, and people are very excited about what we've been doing.
Well, I saw it in Cincinnati. I saw it in Colorado Springs. I don't know if you saw it in Monroe, because it was kind of more of a one-day show. They had a preview night. But we had people that came back after picking up an issue to buy a couple more issues. Yeah,
that's great. It's wonderful when that happens. And I remember at Colorado Springs that last day, like 3 or 4 people came back and bought the rest of the issues that bought them on Friday or Saturday. And I remember commenting that, the last couple hours of that show, we sold as many books as we did the rest of the day. So, because everyone came back, and that just really, again, it really puts the smile on your face, and it really does. If for lack of a better term, it really strokes your ego as an artist, and it makes you really happy. It's very satisfying and very rewarding to be able to sell, the books at the shows. It's a piece of you. It truly is. Blood, sweat, and tears from that we put into these books to make them, a reality. And when someone appreciates it and buys it, and not only 1 but 2 or multiple copies, it's very flattering. It really does make you feel like a real artist. I'm a real boy.
Like Sally Field, they really do love me.
They love me. They really like me.
See, I like the way the mask did it better. You love me.
So we only got 10 minutes left of tonight, so we'll just recap here really quick. The two things I really want to highlight are the 2 early bird specials and the limited bonus reward for the first 50 people backers of $10 or more. So all $10 or more backers, first 50 of them, you'll get a free exclusive metal trading card that will be automatically added to your order. In addition to that, we have the first early bird special, first 48 hours, $65 or more you get, or $65 you get the $115 worth of rewards, all 5 covers, a digital edition, the thank you page, and a 4x6 hand-drawn sketch, all that for $65. It expires in 52 hours from right now.
Nice.
Then the other early bird is the same package except bigger. And where you get that is somewhere over here. This should be it here. Here we go. The deluxe early bird, $150. You get the 5 books, the digital edition. You get the 5 corresponding 4x6 metal prints featuring the artwork of each cover. And then you also get the 5-piece enamel pin, which I'll show you again to remind you. And then you get a grayscale sketch on a Crimson Shadows 1 sketch cover edition by me. So that's what you get there. And there's those pins right there, drawn by Kevin. So I can't wait to see what these look like in the final edition.
I know. Yeah.
Here's the 4x6 metal prints. So they're the covers, but they'll have the logos off. This one, I didn't have a logo-free one at the time I put this together. And then this kind of little CGI that will give you a feel of what the reflection, what it looks like, the metal there. So there we have it.
The metals are always great. From the printer does a fantastic job. Not only on the prints, but the books, the metal covers on the books have been so gorgeous.
Cover, if you've never seen the metal covers and the metal prints, they do really well at conventions. They've kind of become a big seller for us.
Yeah, people love them. Love them. Yeah, it really does draw people in just because the quality's there. I mean,
right.
I love taking it out of the bag and showing just how high end these books really are. The quality is second to none. It really is the highest grade quality that you can get in the comic book, and higher than a lot of others, honestly.
Our printing partner is Ready Comics. They're based out of Arizona, and they are a diamond distributor. So they have to meet certain quality standards to have that status. Excuse me, COVID. Take cover.
Run for your lives.
Run! I'm melting. We got a little jump. 9 backers. We're at 614. You guys rock.
Nice.
So we're off to a great start. 21 days to go, but take advantage of those early birds. That really is the lowest price you're going to get on these products. I'm really offering them pretty much at cost at that point. And then, like I said before, you can always add on through the add-ons menu whatever other items you want in addition to those rewards there. So I think that's a good spot to stop, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's great.
So yeah, I'm excited. $614, 9 backers. We just launched, so we got a long ways to go. We'll be promoting it more over the coming weeks here. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m., we'll be doing our little podcast stream here, promoting it for the next few weeks. We're going to have appearances at some Comic-Cons. Brett and Kevin, where will you be this weekend?
Louisville, the Fright Fest Horror and Film Festival. I think I said that right. I always screw the name up. But in Louisville this weekend with pretty excited. It's a great lineup. They really, really beefed up the lineup in the last couple weeks. So I'm really stoked for it. Plus, my favorite conventions really are the horror conventions. I just always have a blast, and we always get to have and spend some time directly with some horror legends and actors that you don't get to spend a lot of time with people and celebrities at a lot of the other conventions. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then, the week after that, you'll be in Motor City.
2 weeks.
Right?
2 weeks after that.
Because we'll be in Indiana.
Yep.
Yep.
So if you are in the Indiana area, Brett and Kevin, the weekend of October 17th, I know because that's my birthday. So if you guys want a birthday gift for me, sponsor Crimson Shadows 3. That'll be my birthday gift. But Brett and Kevin will be at the Indiana Comic-Con. Always a great time there. Unfortunately, they ended up the same exact weekend as Motor City. Usually all three of us do both sets of shows, but we had to divide and conquer. So Brett and Kevin will be tackling Indiana, and I will be going to the Motor City Comic-Con at that weekend as well. So that'll be kind of our last hurrah that'll be the weekend before the final Wednesday of this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 good shows we'll be at during this campaign. So that'll be nice for exposure. And like I said, guys, the more money we raise, we'll hit those stretch goals, the more rewards you guys get. So you guys can help. See that screen there? If you click the share button, you can share here through Facebook, Twitter. You can copy the link and put it wherever you want. If you don't have the money right now or you're not sure if you're going back, click the Remind Me button, because if you click that, you'll get a message when the Kickstarter gets close to being done. You'll get a reminder sent to you through Kickstarter. So because sometimes we hear it where it's like, oh my God, I forgot to go back to it, and I didn't realize you ended. Click the Remind Me button. That's important.
Yep.
Hey James, I saw James pop up there. How you doing, man?
Hey, James is awesome.
Yeah, thanks for the support.
Yes,
I always appreciate it.
Yeah, I got to see James at the Elkhart show.
Nice.
Yeah.
So first time I got to see James in person in several years, actually, because of everything. So it's great to see him, and he's looking forward to the new book.
Yeah, I've had some great comments from people who have read it so far. So they're liking the direction it's going, and just got to keep it going, I keep the fun up.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun, he enjoyed Elkhart.
Yeah, it was
Indiana.
It was a great little show, man.
The last time I was at Elkhart was 1991.
1990. How the hell do you remember being in Elkhart in 1991?
Because I was I was at the University of Michigan on their rowing team, crew it's called. That's the long 8-man boats where they're all in a row, and there's a giant regatta held there, a tournament held in Elkhart, Indiana, and the locals there are all into it, and they'll house all the students. So these people in these gorgeous, huge homes would have, like, our team got to stay in this person's house, and they provided food and all kinds of stuff to us overnight, and it was fun. It was a blast.
Oh,
so James wants to know.
It was cold too.
So James, Kevin and I will be in IndieCon in October.
Yep.
So come out and see us there. We'll be under Bardstone. We'll have a big booth. So
big
come on by and hang out for a bit.
And I would be there, except the same weekend is Motor City Comic-Con. So I'm going to be doing that over in my neck of the woods while Brett and Kevin tackle Indy in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Definitely. That'll be a great weekend. It's such a shame, with COVID forcing everybody to have this compressed time period where everybody's on top of each other for their weekends. We've had to make some hard decisions on what show. Even like just recently, we did Cincy, while Kevin did Monroe, but we would have normally done both shows,
right?
All of us. So we just have to sometimes divide and conquer. So that's the bonus of all three of us being together, is we can have our product, each of us, at both locations.
Yep.
So good times.
Excellent.
Well, so there you have it. Go to bardstone.com if you don't remember how to find it on Kickstarter. We posted the links in the comments there. Do a search for Crimson Shadows. Do a search for Bardstone. We should pop up there. But excited to see where this issue goes. Hopefully, we break some new glass ceilings for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Set some new records.
Awesome.
All right. On that note, I will put the video on as we go out.
Sounds
Take
good.
care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Breaking news, guys. I'm putting us back on. I didn't end the broadcast yet, just to warn you. Look at that. We had a jump.
Yeah.
Nice.
A couple more backers. We are now
Yes.
at 881. My goal was to hit 10. We've done it. You guys rock. Thank you, backers. We're at 881. We're almost halfway to our goal.
Fantastic.
Our minimum goal in the first hour. So on that note, I'm going to end the broadcast. Good night, guys.